Okay, students, the next thing we are going to see is enthalpy changes for different types of reactions and phase transition. ஒவ்வொரு ரியாக்ஷனுக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு phase transitionக்கும் எப்படி நம்ம enthalpy change represent பண்ணுறது அப்படின்னு பார்க்க போகிறோம். First, we can see about the standard heat of formation. First, what we are going to see, standard heat of formation. We know heat is equal to enthalpy. Here the word formation is used to represent formation of compound. Or compound form ஆகும்போது எவ்வளோ amount of heat transfer ஆகுதோ, heat may be either absorbed or may be liberated. So that heat is called as standard heat of formation. இங்கே ஏன் standard அப்படிங்கிற வார்த்தை யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா, this reaction should be carried out only in standard conditions. Okay, the definition for standard heat of formation is given here. The standard heat of formation can be defined as the change in enthalpy that takes place when 1 mole of a compound is formed from its element in standard state. So that is called as standard heat of formation. அதாவது ஒரு மோல் ஆஃப் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும்போது எவ்வளோ என்தால்பி சேஞ்ச் நடக்குதோ that is called as standard heat of formation. So what is the definition given here? The change in enthalpy that takes place when 1 mole of a compound is formed from its element in its standard states. Okay, so here there are two examples given: formation of ferrous sulfide and formation of hydrochloric acid. Fe plus S, which gives FeS. 1 mole of ferrous sulfide is obtained. In this case, the energy liberated is, the amount of heat energy liberated is 100.42 kilojoule per mole. That is why it's given delta HF. The H அப்படிங்கிறது formation, Fங்கிறது formation, delta H அப்படிங்கிறது enthalpy change. ஏன் 0 போடுறோம் அப்படின்னா standard conditions. To represent standard conditions, the symbol 0 is used. Okay, so delta H F0, that is equal to minus 100.42 kilojoule per mole. 1 mole of ferrous sulfide ஃபார்ம் ஆகும்போது இவ்வளோ ஹீட் எனர்ஜி வந்து லிபரேட் ஆகும். அதே மாதிரி one more example is given: half Cl2 plus half H2, which gives HCl. Okay, what is the equation? Half H2 plus half Cl2, which gives HCl. Here also there is a formation of 1 mole of hydrochloric acid. So during that time the energy liberated is 92.4 kilojoule per mole. It is also exothermic process, so we have written negative symbol. Okay, so what is standard heat of formation? The change in enthalpy that takes place when 1 mole of a compound is formed from its element in the standard state. ஒரு mole of எந்த ஒரு compound ஃபார்ம் ஆகும்போது நடக்கக்கூடிய enthalpy சேஞ்சுக்கு பேர் தான் standard heat of formation or standard enthalpy of formation. Is it clear? Yes. Okay, ma. The next concept we are going to see is thermochemical equation. Dear students, we need not worry, we need not confuse. There is no difference between normal chemical equation and thermochemical equation. The thermochemical equation is a chemical equation, but only one thing we have to include, that is the enthalpy change. The reaction நடக்கும்போது எவ்வளோ enthalpy change நடக்குதோ that value has to be mentioned. Such kind of enthalpy mentioned chemical reactions are called as thermochemical equation. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Okay, see the definition. What is called as thermochemical equation means it is a balanced stoichiometric chemical equation that includes the enthalpy change. So thermochemical equation அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு balanced chemical stoichiometric equation. அதில் எந்த வேல்யூ சேர்த்து எழுதியிருப்பாங்கன்னா the enthalpy change value has to be mentioned. Such kind of equations are called as thermochemical equations. Okay, and while writing the thermochemical equations we have to follow certain adaptations that we will see now. There are 6 points given to write the thermochemical equation. Let us see them one by one. Okay, the first one, the stoichiometric coefficients. Stoichiometric coefficient என்னமா நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெசன்லயே பார்த்திருக்கோம். இப்போ ஒரு ஈக்குவேஷன் பாருங்க, அமோனியா ஃபார்மேஷன் N2 plus 3H2, which gives 2NH3. Okay, so here what are the stoichiometric coefficients? Instead of nitrogen 1 is there, instead of hydrogen 3 is there, and In front of nitrogen 1 is there, in front of hydrogen 3 is there, and in front of ammonia 2 is there. So these are the stoichiometric coefficients. The terms 1, 3 and 2 are the stoichiometric coefficients, and these stoichiometric coefficients represent the number of moles of reactants and the number of moles of products. So this side we can say 1 mole of nitrogen reacting with 3 moles of hydrogen and forming 2 moles of ammonia. Okay, the number of moles of reactant is 1 and 3 respectively, whereas the number of moles of product is 2. Okay, so the stoichiometric coefficients in the balanced chemical equation represent the number of moles of reactants and products. Then second point, the enthalpy change has to be specified with appropriate sign and unit. இந்த மாதிரி ரியாக்ஷன் எழுதும்போது அதனுடைய என்தால்பி சேஞ்சை அது பக்கத்தில் டெல்டா ஹெச்னு போட்டு என்ன வேல்யூ வருதோ அந்த வேல்யூ, அது பாசிட்டிவ் சைன் இருந்தால் பாசிட்டிவ் சைன், நெகட்டிவ் சைன் அந்த நெகட்டிவ் சைன், appropriate sign and unit kilojoule per mole. எந்த யூனிட் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோமோ அந்த ப்ராப்பர் யூனிட்டையும் we have to mention while writing the thermochemical equation. So that is the second adaptation we have to follow while writing the thermochemical equation. What is it? The enthalpy change has to be specified with appropriate sign and unit. Okay, Mama? Okay, let us see the remaining adaptations for writing the thermochemical equations. The third one is when the chemical equation is reversed. இப்போ பாருங்க நான் ஒரு ஈக்குவேஷன் கொடுத்தேன், N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3 கொடுத்தேன்னா அது அப்படியே ரிவர்ஸாக மாற்றி எழுதுனீங்கன்னா 2NH3 gives N2 plus 3H3 எழுதும்போது at that time the sign of the enthalpy value has to be changed. இப்போ ஃபார்வர்ட் ரியாக்ஷனுக்கு பாசிட்டிவ் சைன் இருந்துச்சுன்னா பேக்வர்ட் ரியாக்ஷனுக்கு நெகட்டிவ் சைன், பட் there should be no change in the magnitude. அந்த வேல்யூவில் சேஞ்ச் இருக்காது, only there should be a change in the sign. In the forward sign, in the forward direction, if the value of delta H is positive, then in the backward direction the value of delta H will be negative. That is the third adaptation. When the chemical equation is reversed, the value of delta H is reversed in sign. In the sign la mattum dhaan change agum with the same magnitude. The magnitude will be the same. Okay, then the physical states of the reactants and the products must be specified. அது சாலிட்னா பிராக்கெட்ல S ன்னு சொல்லி சப்ஸ்கிரிப்டா போடணும், லிக்விட்னா S ன்னு போட்டு சப்ஸ்கிரிப்டா போடணும், கேஸ்னா G ன்னு போட்டு சப்ஸ்கிரிப்டா போடணும். So that is the main condition for writing thermochemical equation. The physical states of the reacting species must be specified. Okay, since the enthalpy measurements are related to the physical states of the system, we have to mention the physical states compulsorily. Okay, then point number 5. The point number 5 is if the thermochemical equation is multiplied by a number. If you multiply by any integer, for example, if you multiply an equation by 2, then the enthalpy change must be also multiplied with the same number, the number you have used for multiplying the equation. எந்த நம்பரை வச்சு நம்ம equation multiply பண்ணமோ அதே நம்பரை வச்சு the enthalpy value has also to be multiplied. That is point number 5. Okay, so what it is, if the thermochemical equation is multiplied by a number, then the enthalpy change can also be multiplied with the same number. Okay, Mama? Okay, then sixth point is very, very important. From the sign of the delta H values, we know surely it will be either positively or negatively charged. So from that sign we can see whether the reaction is endothermic or exothermic. I think you know about what is exothermic and what is endothermic. Exothermic means during such reaction heat will be liberated, and endothermic means during such reaction heat will be absorbed. Okay, so if the delta H is in negative sign, the reaction will be exothermic in nature. If the delta H is in positive sign, then the reaction will be endothermic in nature. So these are the 6 adaptations we have to follow while writing the thermochemical equations. What are they? The first one is the stoichiometric coefficients in the thermochemical equation represent the number of moles of reactants and products. Then second one, the enthalpy change has to be specified with appropriate sign and unit. Then third one, when the chemical equation is reversed, the value of delta H also must be reversed only in sign, but the magnitude will be the same. Okay, then the physical states of the systems must be specified, whether it is a solid, liquid or gas we have to specify. Then if the thermochemical equation is multiplied by a number, then the enthalpy change can also be multiplied with the same number. And then finally we have seen that when delta H is negative, the reaction will be called as exothermic reaction, and when delta H is positive, we can call the reaction as endothermic reaction. Okay, Vama. Okay, so with this thermochemical equations over. The next thing we are going to see is heat of combustion. Dear students, I think you may know what is called as combustion. Combustion ஒன்றுமே இல்லாமல் தமிழில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எரிதல் வினை. நார்மலாக எரிகிறதுக்கு பேர் தான் என்னது combustion. So heat of combustion. கண்டிப்பாக எரியும் போது என்ன நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா surely some amount of heat energy will be liberated. So there must be a change in enthalpy will be observed. So that change in enthalpy of a system when one mole of a substance is completely burnt in excess of air or ஆக்சிஜன். ஒரு மோல் ஆஃப் சப்ஸ்டன்ஸை எடுத்து ஏர்லேயோ ஆக்சிஜன்லேயோ பேன் பண்ணும்போது நடக்கக்கூடிய என்தால்பி சேஞ்சுக்கு பேர் தான் என்னது ஹீட் ஆஃப் combustion. புரியுதா? What is heat of combustion? The change in enthalpy of a system when one mole of a substance is completely burnt in excess of air or oxygen. Okay, Vama? Okay, and it is denoted by the symbol delta HC. The C இங்கிறது combustion represent பண்றதுக்காக சொல்றாங்க. Okay, இப்போ பாருங்க methane. CH4 is methane. It is burnt with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and H2O, water molecule. So at that time, the enthalpy change is given. It is exothermic reaction, no? So delta H will be in the negative sign. So for this combustion process, the change in enthalpy will be 87.78 kilojoule per mole. சரியா? புரியுதா இது? ஓகேமா. அதே மாதிரி another one example is given, carbon plus oxygen. Carbon is burning with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide. So that time the delta Hc, heat of combustion, is minus 394.55 kilojoule per mole. Okay, okay, so this is called as heat of combustion. Heat of combustion என்ன? The change in enthalpy of a system when one mole of a substance is completely burnt in excess of air or oxygen. Okay, Vama? Okay. Then next we are going to see an important law that is called as Hess law of constant heat of summation. இது ஒரு important law thermodynamicsல. இதை பற்றி பார்க்க போகிறோம். இப்போ பாருங்க, there is a diagram given. Here A is the reactant. It is converted into B. It is a single step reaction, and for this single step reaction, the change in enthalpy is represented by delta H or delta H. Enthalpy change of the reaction is given by the term delta H R. So this is one of the ways of converting the reactant to product. There is another way. The A first will be converted into X. Okay, then the X will be converted into Y, and then Y will be converted into B. So it takes place in 3 steps: A to X, X to Y, then Y to B. Okay, and for each step the enthalpy change we can represent by using delta H1, delta H2, and delta H3. So there are two different ways we can measure the enthalpy change of this reaction. But நீ எப்படி மெஷர் பண்ணாலும் ஓகே, இந்த வழியில் நீ enthalpy change மெஷர் பண்ணாலும் இந்த வழியில் enthalpy change மெஷர் பண்ணாலும் it will be the same. That is explained by a scientist called Hess, and so it is called as Hess law of constant heat of summation. பாருங்க, the enthalpy change of a reaction either at constant volume or constant pressure is the same whether it takes place in a single step or multiple steps. ஒரு ஸ்டெப் நடந்தாலும் சரி, மல்டிபிள் ஸ்டெப்ஸ் நடந்தாலும் சரி, enthalpy change எப்படி தான் இருக்கும்? சேமாக தான் இருக்கும். provided the initial and final states are the same. இந்த வழியில் நடந்தால் initial state A, final state B. இந்த வழியில் நடந்தாலும் initial state A, final state B. ஸோ initial state final state சேமாக இருந்தால் எந்த வழியில் ரியாக்ஷன் நடந்தாலும் enthalpy change will be the same. That is Hess law. What is Hess law? The enthalpy change of a reaction either at constant volume or constant pressure is the same whether it takes place in a single step or multiple steps, provided the initial and final steps are the same. Okay, so mathematical form of this diagram is given. Delta HR, that is the direct conversion of A into B, that can be equal to delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3. So we can write delta HR is equal to delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3. Okay, and there is an application for this Hess law. The application என்ன அப்படின்னா, the reactions whose enthalpy is difficult to measure, directா enthalpy measure பண்றதுக்கு கஷ்டமா இருக்கிற reactionsக்கு இந்த Hess law அப்ளை பண்ணி ஸ்டெப் பை ஸ்டெப்பா நம்ம enthalpy கண்டுபிடிச்சி finally we can find out the enthalpy of the reactions. That is the main application of Hess law. என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, the reactions whose enthalpy is difficult to measure can be measured using the Hess law of constant heat of summation. Okay, one more time let me repeat the Hess law. What is Hess law? The enthalpy change of a reaction either at constant volume or constant pressure is the same whether the reaction takes place in a single step or multiple steps, provided the initial and the final states are the same. Okay, Mama? Is it clear? Yes. Okay, the next thing we are going to see is lattice energy. Lattice energy and the measurement of lattice energy. Okay,